Hi, I'm David Valere. This is my 1961 Piper 250 Comanche. It's a PA-24 with a 250 horsepower Lycoming engine in it, and we're going to go out and have a great flight today.
The Comanche was built by Piper Aircraft from 1957 until 1972. The original configuration had 4 seats, although in 1968, with the introduction of the B model, it was stretched to 6 seats. This aircraft is ADS-B out compliant with the Garmin 530 and 430 multifunction displays. In this video, we're going to take the aircraft up in the air for a flight and put it through its paces by doing some accelerated stalls and some nearly zero-G flight. So let's talk to David and learn more about this aircraft.
Last video, we went flying in my pits, which was great, but I have had a chance to fly a wide variety of airplanes. In fact, a few years ago, made it a goal to get every category and class rating for everything that flies, including gyrocopters, commercial helicopter, gliders, airline transport pilot, multi-engine seaplane. If it was weird, I wanted to go out and get it. But I think it's really good to get different airframe experience because it just gives you broadens your experience base. So this is the Comanche 250 I get to fly, and I've been flying it for a couple years now. It's a great cross-country airplane. I mean, it was built to compete against the Bonanza in many ways. It's got the Lycoming 250 horsepower carbureted 540 in it. Same engine basically as the Pitts had, but not as much output as the Pitts had. It's good for about 170 miles an hour cross country. I flight plan for 160, 170, and top speed of 190. I thought today would be a really fun chance to allow people to experience something different, and stalls and spins and all those things. We're not going to spin, of course, in this airplane, but even stalls are something that are kind of misunderstood by pilots. The current FAA guidance is for the check ride to never actually stall the aircraft. For the check ride, just first indication, which that's their guidance. Of course, that's for the check ride. But I think it's really important for pilots to have a chance to understand what an aerodynamic stall does and why is it dangerous and why is it not dangerous and how you handle those situations. So one of the questions I ask pilots is, at what airspeed does your aircraft stall at 0 Gs? So this airplane, clean, which means landing gear up, flaps up, stalls at about 72 miles an hour indicated. In a accelerated stall, everyone will agree, a 60-degree bank turn, where we turn the aircraft at 2 Gs, the aircraft stalls at the square root of the G loading, basically 1.4 times 70, which is 70 miles an hour, which is about 100 miles an hour. So we all agree that in a level accelerated stall or bank turn, the stall speed goes up. But the question is, what's the stall speed at 0 Gs? Which brings us to another question, what's the definition of a stall? And people say, hey, it's when the airplane stops flying or the air no longer attached to the top of the wings. The technical answer is exceeding the critical angle of attack, which means the wing angle of attack has exceeded what it can do to create lift, and the airflow detaches from the top of the wing, and you no longer create the lift you were creating before. So the reason why this is something really good to know, at what airspeed the aircraft stalled at 0 G, is because there's a way to recover from any stall, no matter what the situation is. So we'll have a chance to demonstrate this today. I'll let you do it, just to see what this feels like. At 0 Gs, if you were perfectly zero, and we're not going to go clear to zero on this. If you go clear to zero, then you might get some of the oil. The oil lifts up in the pan. You don't want to do that. So we'll be at half a G or a quarter of a G, enough to make sure we keep the oil pressure up. But the answer at 0 Gs is the aircraft is no longer creating lift, because you've now lightened the airplane up to where it's no longer flying, or you're not demanding any lift from the wing. The airspeed's clearly lower because it's higher if we accelerate, if we have a higher loading. And actually at 0 Gs, the wing will never stall. It cannot stall because you're not creating any lift, because that's what the definition of 0 Gs, the angle of attack goes to 0. So today, for your first time, we'll be able to go up and we'll do a very smooth pull up Again, the max G load in this aircraft, unlike my Pitts, is only 3.8 Gs. We'll never get close to that. And then we'll push the nose over, and I'll show you to do this, to where the airspeed will actually get to right about 0 indicated, and the airplane will be fully controllable. It will not be stalled because we're not asking the wing to create lift. Conversely, we'll go out and do some accelerated stalls, nice 60-degree bank turn, pull the aircraft, and let's see where it stalls at. The calculation says 100. What I'm seeing with the indication on this is close to about 90, but we'll see what we get for the indication. And we'll have a chance to just enjoy stalls. And then the next thing we're going to do, and again at a safe altitude with an instructor pilot, which I am, we're going to do some actually full aft stick stalls, where the airplane will stall and you have to stick all the way back, but the airplane is still controllable if you don't put a lot of yaw into it. That's what causes the spin, of course. But the airplane, even in a stall, is still controllable, and all you gotta do to get control, push the yoke forward, wing re-sticks, and away we go.
Are you ready to go fly this thing?
Let's go fly and have some fun.
All right, let's do it.
Sounds good.
After a quick pre-flight, we were ready to go.
Okay, cool. Okay, you ready back there?
I'm ready as I'll ever be.
Cool, love it. Clear.
It's nice you have shoulder harnesses here.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
And so for the viewers today, we have an extra passenger. This is Taylor. Say hi.
Aero Country.
She is a new crew member on Sailing Doodles. So if you're not watching Sailing Doodles, check that out on YouTube. So there's the link popping up somewhere.
You're going to have your whole adventure ahead for the next 6 months.
That's right. She's sailing with us down the Caribbean. We're leaving in a couple days.
Awesome.
Yep.
So one thing I forgot to mention, maneuvering speed, 140, little 144, which means that's the speed you can put full force deflection of the aerodynamic controls into the aircraft and not over-G the aircraft.
Right.
So we're not going to do that, but just so everybody on the station knows, we're going to be flying the airplane in the standard category G limits and below maneuvering speed when we're doing our maneuvers.
Right.
So that's just for discussion purposes.
All right. This is kind of cool little like airport community here in the middle of Dallas.
So this is Dallas Air Park.
Ah.
It was made in the 60s, and there was nothing here. And now we fly final over Macy's.
Yeah.
And we take off over the Ferrari dealership.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the whole city has grown up around it. We're under the Addison Airport traffic control area. So we take off on our Unicom frequency, but then we have to call them once we take off so they know what we're doing.
Downwind.
Dallas Airport traffic. Comanche 05 Papa, back taxi runway 16, Dallas Airport.
Hey, skinny little runway.
Yeah,
like 25 feet wide or something?
25 feet wide. It is. Okay, we'll get the trim, mags, pitch, fuel. We're on the left. Full. Pump on. Cow flaps. Flaps.
Aero Country traffic, this is...
Cockpit, you strapped in back there? Ready to go? Door is closed. And the controls, okay.
Alrighty.
Run 122.9, we're ready to go. Rock and roll. Dallas Airport traffic. Comanche 05 Papa, departure runway 34, northbound departure, Dallas Airport. Good climb. We're coming.
Alright, already up to, is that?
We got 100, we got the flaps.
Yep, 100 knots already.
Yep.
You lift off, what, about 80 or
About
so?
80. Yeah, about 80.
I got traffic over there out of Addison.
Thank you. Switching to Addison.
Fox on Alpha, ground point 6, Alpha Bravo.
Got flight 4243, contact left tower 126.05. Tell them what you need to do.
126.05.
Addison Tower, Comanche 7405 Papa, just departed Dallas Air Park, 1 mile north, climbing through 1,000 feet, northbound.
Number 7405 Papa, Addison Tower, transition approved, Addison altimeter 3027.
3027. 05 Papa.
Second in, 4590 Sierra Papa.
Number 300 Hotel Delta, is that you down there?
Whoa, lots of birds here. Wow.
Look at the birds.
Man,
Oh,
that's a whole bunch of birds. Wow, that's gonna be 50 of them.
bag, no doubt.
Wow, that could have been a bad day.
Well, you got to stay clear of that stuff. That's
Yeah.
where you got to keep your eyes outside the airplane.
Yeah.
I almost got.
I don't think I've ever seen so many buzzards in one.
birds in one place.
Yeah.
So I hit one of those at 450 knots.
Oh, wow.
In an F-16.
Yeah.
And that was a close-up come to dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really bad day.
450 knots, hitting something like that.
Well, 420 indicated. Thought about 10 degrees right. Saw one, cracked the stick left, and boom, right in the nose. Took the whole blood and guts all
Oh,
over the
really?
windshield. If it would have come through, it would have taken my head off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Addison Tower, how you doing, sir? When we hold short, when we tree treatment, we'll get that release for you.
Good morning, hold short 335, 300 Hotel Delta.
Hey, if you want to fly, buddy.
Great.
It's
All right.
your aircraft. You have
All right,
the
I got it.
aircraft.
You normally climb out at about 120
Yeah,
or so.
we're cruising along. You know, we can't go to about 2,500, maybe 2,800. We'll get past this band. Let's go to the right a bit. We'll
Okay.
go towards Aero Country.
November 39er Lima, traffic departing runway 33, turning to the east, a Skyhawk. It'll be.
Okay, so now we're clear of their airspace. So I can turn this down.
Yeah, we'll be watching
Okay.
storm 39 Lima.
The one question I ask people is, once you're straight and level, I'll show you exactly how to precisely descend and climb based upon your manifold pressure.
Oh, yeah?
So question for you. If, let's say level flight at 100 in this airplane is about 13 inches of manifold pressure.
Okay.
Let's say I want to go down 300 feet per minute. What manifold pressure does that require?
Oh, shoot. I don't know.
Okay? It requires 10. So for every inch of manifold pressure, it's 100 feet per minute on
Oh, is it?
descent. So if you really want to be precise on an ILS, if an ILS is about a 500 to 800 foot per minute descent, depending on what the glide slope is.
Yeah.
So if you just take off 1 inch of manifold pressure, it makes such a difference on instrument flying if you fly based upon your manifold pressure, and it really, really helps out a lot.
Yeah. No, it's something you do in jets and all that too. Is you just bring your power back, and then you make one power adjustment on the way down, right? And then you basically don't. That's the first time you're putting out flaps, and
But most GAs don't know what their power settings really need to be to do things. I'll ask people, well, what speed do you fly downwind at?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, 80, 90, 100, I don't know. Doesn't mean you're always exact, but what speed are you striving to fly at? And then you have a number, and then you know what manifold pressure takes to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got the aircraft.
All right, your airplane.
So there's Aero Country. We're clear of them. We're at 3,500. Find some open country here. Getting hard to find in Dallas now.
Yeah, right. How you doing back there, Taylor?
Really good.
Good deal. Got a big smile on her face.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, we're going to do something called stall. Nothing dangerous. The average American public and even pilots stall. They're terrible. They're dangerous. They're not. It's like now close to the ground,
Yeah.
in a turn. This is why we practice them.
Yeah.
Let's see what airspeeds indicate this airplane flies at in a stall at level flight. I'm going to keep it clean, which means gear up and flaps up.
Okay.
The book says, it should be about 72 miles an hour, and we'll find out. We're going to stay below 4,000. That's the stall warning. That's the gear warning horn.
Right.
Nothing dangerous. It just means the gear is up and I'm at a low manifold pressure.
Right.
So I have a little power right there to take that turn by.
The miles per hour is on the outside.
Correct. Miles per hour.
The outside.
So, yep. So the key is just to go into a stall the first time in an airplane to get a feel for it, just let it go down 1 or 2 mile an hour, just nice and slow and easy, nothing crazy or high ACA. There's 70, 2.
Just starting to buff it a little.
Yep, so you can feel the airframe buff it a little bit. Feel there's more. Okay, so that's what we found out. So now we've established that 70, about right there.
Yeah.
So you fly for a second.
Okay.
Hold it at 70, pull up a bit more. Feels a little bit of airframe buff.
Yeah.
Okay, so we agree that's to level flight clean.
Yeah.
So I have the so pull back a bit more.
Okay.
Come more. Go deeper. Go deeper. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's a full stall, but
Yeah.
the airplane flies fine.
Right.
Because you have control, because you're not putting rudder into it.
Right.
Okay, I have the aircraft.
Your airplane.
Okay. So now, that was level flight. So now let's prove our theory. And again, we're below the class Bravo airspace. We're above nice safe altitude. So let's use let's get into 60-degree bank turn. Let's use 90. We're gonna make sure we're level. There's one.
Just starting to buff it a little.
Starting to buff it a bit. You can feel it.
Yep, and
Okay,
there's,
right there.
Yeah.
Right about between 90 and 95.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have the aircraft.
Okay.
You did okay back there? Awesome. Let's do the same thing.
Okay.
So, there you go. Roll to 60. We'll try to maintain altitude.
Yeah,
Pull
my
back.
bad. Yeah.
Yep, keep coming at 60.
All right.
Coming. We're coming. More. Pull back a bit more.
Yeah, you can feel it now.
There's your buffet.
Yeah.
Okay, no big deal. So we all agree that 70 is level, clean, 1G.
Yeah.
We all agree that about, the book says 100, but about 95 or so.
Went the wrong week.
We did. Very
Yeah.
good job. Is what we're looking at for the IB aircraft.
Okay, you got the airplane.
Okay, so now we want to really show people how to recover. Let's say we're turning to final right here, and you know we're starting to get a little bit slow. And we go, oh my God, I overshot. This is why these stalls are so important. I overshot, and there's a stall. Just push forward.
Yeah.
All got to do.
Stop.
Bam, and now recover the aircraft.
Yeah.
It's not. Of course, add power and those things are important, but the most important thing is to get the AOA down, because
Right.
the AOA is what's creating your problem.
Yeah. And it doesn't take much. You're not descending 100 feet. You're descending, 5, 10
Exactly.
feet.
If we do here's 3,000 feet, done correctly, it unsticks, and I roll the air.
Yeah, you lost 10 feet tops.
That's it.
Yeah.
So it's not, again, if people know exactly what to do at the right time.
Right.
Okay, so now we're going to do something that's fun. I'm going to teach you how to fly an airplane at approximately 0 indicated airspeed. We're not going to get to 0 truly, and we're not going to ever unload to where the aircraft goes 0, because again, I want to make sure I keep positive oil pressure all the time.
Right.
So, but this is a very safe, delicate maneuver. We'll be below maneuvering speed when we actually pull the nose up. Now watch the airspeed indicator. We gently, now I'm below 140, now I can pull a little bit firmer. We pull the nose up. Right there, now we just unload the aircraft. Nice and gentle.
Yeah, you're 50 knots or less,
and
yeah.
the airplane is not stalling at all.
Right.
Totally under control. Totally under control.
Yeah.
And Taylor's having a good time back there.
Are you all right, Taylor?
You okay back there? You okay?
I'm good.
You're not green, are you?
Okay. So you try one of those.
Oh, great.
And Taylor gets upset, she can get mad at you.
You're right, yeah, okay.
Okay. So
All right.
the key is get the nose down a bit.
Okay.
I'll trim it down a bit for you. We'll get to about 150, 160. Pull the nose up like we did.
Okay. So pull it up now, or?
No, push down. I want to
Okay.
get a good airspeed, so that way it gives me a time to hang.
Okay.
Okay, pull the nose up. Straight ahead. Keep coming. Coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. More. Let the airspeed bleed. Not yet. Don't push yet. Don't push yet.
We're at 4th. There we go. Oh, yeah.
Well, you got to 70. You pushed too soon.
Yeah, I know. I just want to.
Make sure, yeah, we'll do one more, and I'll show you. I'll show
Okay.
you right at 0. But you got the idea. At 0 angle of attack, the wing cannot stall.
Right.
There's never any buffet. In fact, I'll show you still have rolling capability in that situation. I'll pull the throttle back a bit. Those come a bit more. Now, look at the airspeed.
Yeah.
Look, I still got control.
Yeah, you're doing 50 knots.
I still got control. There's no problem with that.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's cool.
That's and I can get to 0, but Taylor's with us today, and I think she's done awesome. We're going to make sure we all have a good time.
He hasn't got the barf bag out yet, so that's a good sign.
No, we don't want that.
I can see myself getting addicted to this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. It really is. Okay, coming down to Patron altitude. Aero country traffic. Comanche 7405 Pop is under a left 45 or left downwind 35 aero country.
And Aero Country traffic, red, black, slow hawk, taking runway 35 for departure.
Yeah, we'll be looking for you, aero country traffic. At aero country traffic, Comanche 05 Pop, left downwind 35 aero country, departing traffic in sight. Okay, we'll get the gear coming. I always like to get my gear at a nice slow speed just because it's just that much better for it. Go. One thing I don't like about the Comanche is that middle position.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because most airplanes is up
or down,
but it's got a middle position, which
it's
never,
just,
if you ever want to think you have the gear down, you got the middle position. It's not just something you got to think about. Okay, we got the gas. Left, fuel pump's on, car beats on, undercarriage, mixture, and the propellers all the way forward. Got our jump check in, looking for 90.
ah, yeah.
Aero country traffic. Comanche 05 Papa is all at the base, 35 aero country. A little bit high, so fix it now. Don't wait till you're on final. Check your altitude on base, and you can fix it. If your downwind's good, your base is good. If your base is good, your final's good. Fast. Now I'm going to put my final quick at lap.
Southwest traffic, 79 November, miles to the northwest, bearing A right, base 17, full stop, Southwest.
Aero country traffic. Comanche 05 Papa, short final 35 aero country.
And Aero Country traffic, red, black, slow hawk is fleeing the scene to the southwest.
Or check, got the gear? Yes, we do.
Oh, over the fence about 80,
Yep.
and then
82 is what the numbers say.
okay. All right on the center line.
And that's the other thing I tell pilots. Be on the center line.
Right.
Then when you fly up a short field like we do,
Yeah.
or a narrow runway, you're right lined up.
Yep.
David, thank you, man.
Absolutely.
Good flying with you again, and great airplane, a lot of fun, and so I learned something.
You learn something. After being a pilot, if you can learn something every time we fly, it's a good thing.
All right, man, we'll do it again on the next airplane.
Sounds great.
All right.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Have a great one.
All right, Taylor, what did you think your first flight in a small airplane like this?
Well, it was very awesome. I can definitely see myself getting addicted to that feeling and doing that more often, I think.
Well, she's been wanting to get her private pilot's license. Maybe we'll work on something like that. So maybe see that soon on Sailing Doodles, her getting her private license.
Looking forward to it.
All right, well, thank you guys for watching. Please click that like button and subscribe. And if you're really enjoying it, it's patreon.com/flyingdoodles, and that really helps us to continue to do this. Plus, we need to get her a pilot's license, so come on.